To kill his wife, the man dripped poison into the wine, then casually handed it to his wife, watching nervously as she drank it all. Only then did his tense nerves relax. It was poison he developed himself, not only colorless and tasteless, but also after 8 hours of ingestion. The heart would be paralyzed and stop beating, and it would leave no trace in the body. The symptoms were the same as a heart attack. Sure enough, after 8 hours, his wife died on the plane. After that, Park Jeong Han tried to act heartbroken, but when everyone left at night, he rushed to another apartment and secretly met a girl. That was why he poisoned his wife. Turns out his wife was more than 10 years older than him. Even his title as president of a pharmaceutical company was given by his wealthy wife's family, but his wife was extremely domineering. If he disobeyed her even a little, she would threaten to kick him out of the company. He had long been fed up, but had no choice but to endure, until a few months ago when he met the innocent Hygiene, and soon after, Hygiene got pregnant. So to be free from his wife once and for all, the two planned everything together. Next, as long as the autopsy went smoothly, and he received the huge inheritance, after lying low for a while, they could be together openly. But just then, Park Jeong Han got a call from the police. Turns out just now, his wife's body had disappeared from the morgue. Hearing this, the two of them panicked instantly. Park Jeong Han wanted to rush over to check, but Hygiene felt something was wrong. Why would an accident happen at this moment? But Park Jeong Han said if he didn't cooperate with the investigation, it would only raise more suspicion. Before leaving, he slipped a few pills into his pocket. At the morgue, his panic was visible to the naked eye. Fortunately to others, it looked like worry for his wife. Then he learned, half an hour ago security at the morgue called in, reporting that a corpse had gone missing. Before it happened, he was on shift alone. Suddenly the whole building lost power. Right after that, he heard noises from the morgue. He followed the sound to check, and found one of the storage drawers open. The body inside was gone. As he searched around, a dark figure flashed behind him. He chased after it, but at the end of the hallway he found a woman lying there. That scene terrified the man. He wanted to run, but found the door locked. In his panic, he was knocked unconscious by the shadow. The strange part was, the lock on the control room door had been tampered with. No one could get in, but they found no sign of outsiders entering. Then they discovered, the missing body was Park Jeong Han's wife Yoon Seol-hee. Hearing that, Park Jeong Han felt a bit relieved. That meant his secret was not yet exposed. But just then, Hygiene sent him a message, saying she was getting calls from an unknown number. Park Jeong Han didn't dare make a move. He only pretended to calmly answer police questions. Chief OU asked if the couple had any enemies that could want revenge. After all, they were part of a famous conglomerate, and none of the other bodies were touched. Clearly someone was targeting his wife, but Park Jeong Han said they had no grudges with anyone. Just then the coroner arrived. She directly asked if Seol-hee had any mental illness. Park Jeong Han said no, but he didn't understand how that related to the missing body.
그게 왜 중요한 겁니까?
제외시키고 싶은 이론이긴 한데 혹시 카탈렙시라고 들어보셨어요?
그러니까 서리가 죽지 않았다는 거예요?
Turns out there were cases of rigid states being mistaken for death, but OU dismissed it as nonsense. Even if she did wake up, why would Seol-hee attack the guard? And why leave secretly? Obviously the body was stolen. The only logical explanation was that Seol-hee didn't die of a heart attack, but was murdered. Someone feared the autopsy would expose her true cause of death, so they stole the body to destroy evidence. By inheritance law, Park Jeong Han was a prime suspect. They immediately asked where he was during the missing body incident. He quickly pulled out the pills from his pocket, saying he was at a pharmacy at the time, but his fake calmness seemed to be seen through by OU. Panicking, he called his lawyer and said he would not answer any more questions. Helpless, the police waited outside, but soon, the entire building lost power again. Strange things began to happen. The morgue drawer behind him opened on its own. Inside was a metal box. Park Jeong Han rushed to check. Inside were his wife's belongings. Then something in the corner scared him badly. Strange things began to happen. The morgue drawer behind him opened on its own. Inside was a metal box. Park Jeong Han rushed to check. Inside were his wife's belongings. Then something in the corner scared him badly. It was the medicine bottle he had used to poison his wife, but he had destroyed it himself, and no one else knew where the others were kept. Before he could think more, the lights suddenly came back on. He quickly stuffed the bottle in his pocket, but OU walked in and noticed his odd behavior. Then they discovered one phone missing from the box. Seeing this, OU searched his pockets, and soon found the bottle. No one knew what it was. OU immediately ordered testing. This time Park Jeong Han truly panicked. He shouted for his lawyer, but was told until the results came back, he couldn't leave. Then they searched the building, and soon found an air duct nearby. It connected to the locked control room. From inside they opened the door and found almost all the cameras had been sabotaged, except for one facing the road outside. At this point Park Jeong Han was at a loss. He pretended to go to the restroom and secretly contacted Hygiene, telling her to stop calling him. The police were starting to suspect him. He told her about the medicine bottle and asked if she told anyone. Hygiene firmly denied it, but strange things were about to happen.
그 여자한테 해고당한 사람들은 아닐까?
말도 안 돼. 절대 그럴 리가 없어. TH16에 대해서 아무도 모르고.
The window he just closed opened again seconds later. On it was an invitation card. Park Jeong Han's scalp tingled. It was the same invitation he had received before. That day he had promised to have dinner with his wife, but secretly went to meet Hygiene. When he returned home, that invitation was on the table, and his wife started asking where he had gone. He made up a few excuses. His wife said nothing, but immediately halted his research project. Her expression became unreadable.
자긴 날 떠날 수 없다는 거 알지? 근데 정말 당신 갖기 힘들다.
He didn't think much then, but now it seemed. Maybe she already knew something. This invitation now looked like a threat or warning. Park Jeong Han trembled uncontrollably. He quickly told Hygiene. Someone must know about them. But before they could discuss further, a policeman entered. Oh, you showed him the only working camera. The whole night only his and the police cars appeared on tape. This only deepened suspicion. Then as Park Jeong Han glanced up, the digital clock time shocked him.
2007년 7월 20일? 달 고정하네?
That date clearly held a secret for Park Jeong Han. Luckily OU didn't notice. He just answered a call and entered the elevator. At the same time another officer reported. Seol-hee's sister had just received a message from her, saying she was waiting in her office. But Seol-hee was supposed to be dead. Then another officer found something. Outside the vent was a footprint. Strangely, it was a size 37 woman's shoe print. Hearing this Park Jeong Han froze. Could his wife really be alive? But before he could think further, the elevator malfunctioned. It was caused by a fire somewhere in the building. The fire alarm went off. They had to evacuate. Park Jeong Han stayed at the back and slipped into a room unnoticed. He quickly called Hygiene. He wanted to confirm his suspicion.
아까 걸려온 전화 그 번호가 어떻게 되지?
공사했던 것 같아. 근데 그건 왜요?
그 번호 윤설이잖아요.
Both of them froze. Just then, a shadow appeared at the door. It was Seol-hee, but vanished in the blink of an eye. Park Jeong Han now believed she was alive, that it was all her trap. The more he spoke, the more panicked he became. His wife must have known long ago. She drank the poisoned wine in front of him, then injected herself with the antidote. But just then his phone shut off. The sprinklers overhead stopped spraying, and OU came over. Soon they found the cause of the alarm. In the restroom trash can, they found a cigarette butt. It belonged to Park Jeong Han. Then the lab results came back. That liquid was a colorless, tasteless poison that suppressed the nervous system. More and more evidence pointed at Park Jeong Han. But just then, OU got a call from his superior. Because of Seol-hee's powerful family, the higher-ups ordered Park Jeong Han's release until his boss arrived. OU couldn't question him further. At this moment Park Jeong Han was restless, as he wondered what to do next. A creaking sound came. He looked over. A window was now open. On the ledge was the poisoned glass of wine. Before he could react, a ringtone came from behind their morgue room. He saw a figure outside the door. He rushed to chase, but the door was locked, and the figure was gone. The ringing came from a body bag. Inside was a phone. Strangely, it showed his wife was calling. His hand shook as he answered, but the line was cut immediately. He dialed back. No one answered again. Soon his superior arrived at the station. Park Jeong Han thought he could leave, but things changed.
좀 상황이 안 좋아서 네, 그렇게 하시죠. 네, 협조 좀 해주세요.
They had just found new evidence when officers went to Seol-hee's office, though it was empty. On the floor was a package addressed to her. Inside were private investigator records on Park Jeong Han. It detailed all his secret calls and every place he went. According to their prenuptial agreement, if one betrayed the marriage, they would get nothing. Maybe his wife discovered something. That's why he wanted to silence her. Even then Park Jeong Han tried to argue, but OU dropped a bombshell. His conversations with Hygiene about killing his wife had been recorded and placed in the package. That meant someone had planted a bug on him. His mind went blank with panic. He vomited. Before he could recover, a message came from his wife's phone. Together with it were photos of him and Hygiene everywhere, even in her home. Even on the night his wife died, he was completely stunned. He called Hygiene in a hurry, telling her to leave her apartment at once. Someone might already be hiding inside. Sure enough, she found the window open as she panicked and ran to the door. By now Park Jeong Han had lost his mind. He ran to OU, saying he had to leave immediately.
뭐? 혜진이?
OU knocked him down, then sent people to Jin's place. Afterwards Park Jeong Han confessed everything, since his wife wasn't dead. Telling the truth still gave him some hope. He said Jin was his student. Unlike others, she always stayed after class asking endless questions. She admired him endlessly, encouraged him to chase his dreams. Unlike his wife who treated him as decoration, he soon got addicted to the feeling, though at one point he considered ending contact. But after learning she was pregnant, they made that decision. Now he suspected his wife was never dead, that everything was her revenge. This fit her style perfectly, but just then OU got a call. When he came back, he angrily told Park Jeong Han to stop lying. Jin's home was empty, no sign of anyone living there. At school, no record of a student named Jin. Park Jeong Han felt the world spin. He sought his wife everywhere around him, muttering it was all her plan. Then he tried to run to save Jin, but OU grabbed him. All he could do was beg. Then his superior arrived. Since they had no solid evidence yet, they had to let him go. Released, Park Jeong Han rushed into his car, heading to the place in his wife's message. But soon, OU followed in his car. At some point, he had placed a tracker on Park Jeong Han. The car reached a mountain apartment, but it was empty. Park Jeong Han hurried into the forest, because it was their secret place. But what he never expected was that instead of his wife, he met OU, and the story flipped completely. Everything Park Jeong Han experienced that night was OU's doing. On the night of July 20th, 1997, OU's girlfriend and her sister were hit by a drunk Park Jeong Han and his wife. The younger sister rolled down the hill. The girlfriend lay bleeding. At first Park Jeong Han wanted to call the police, but his wife stopped him. She didn't want the family business ruined, so they buried the still breathing woman. The younger sister down the hill survived by chance. They had been planning to marry, but he never found his girlfriend's body. The younger sister lost her memory, until a few months ago. She found OU. She remembered the car brand, and the family logo on it. It was the car of Park Jeong Han and his wife. When Park Jeong Han learned the truth, his heart twisted in pain. Then OU told him an even crueler truth. Jin was the younger sister. After confirming who the culprits were, she and OU planned all this together. And the reason he felt weak now was that 8 hours ago, Jin had put the same poison in his water. After saying this, OU angrily demanded,
차 수리네요. 박진혜요.
After Park Jeong Han revealed the spot, OU shoved him into hell. But at dawn, he woke from unconsciousness, surrounded by police.
윤설이 씨 살해 혐의 그리고 그 시체 유기 자세한 건
His wife's corpse was in the pit nearby. OU had not meant to kill him. He had injected him with an antidote. Then from the spot Park Jeong Han pointed to, he dug up his girlfriend's remains and put Yoon Seol-hee's body there. After all was ready, he notified the police. As much as he hated Park Jeong Han, he did not let himself become a murderer.